This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Joe Longo.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast Live. Are you in need of traditional yoga? Well, one might be closer than you think. And today I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Chelsea Manganaro and Nearme Yoga. Chelsea, it is a pleasure to spend some time with you. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How about you?
I'm all right. I'm happy that the sun is out and the weather is hopefully going to stay like this.
I'm actually in New Jersey and it's raining and cloudy and it's beautiful at home. So
thanks for leaving it with us. I appreciate it. So we're gonna jump right in. Chelsea, could you tell us a little bit about Nearme Yoga?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're a traditional yoga studio. We've been in Music and Peckville for 12 years. So I opened it after I moved home from California. There I experienced just some of what the true roots of the philosophy and yoga community had to offer. And when I moved home, I really felt that we needed it in the northeastern Pennsylvania area. So that's what led to the opening of the first location, which was Music. We did expand. We expanded a couple places, a couple different routes. But what we have left now is Music and Peckville. And then, we grew from there to a festival, a cafe, another restaurant that's opening. So lots of good things. And at all of those, I do incorporate yoga in some way. So we do yoga brunches, we do meditation, sound healings, and things like that. So
that sounds beautiful. How did you find yoga, or should I say, how did yoga find you?
Yeah, so I actually was in college and I danced my whole life. So I started really with the physical part. I would have practice and dance classes every single day after school, except Fridays. And then you go from this really structured, go to school, go to dance, go home, eat at 7:30, 8 o'clock, to a free-for-all basically in college. And I started actually practicing Bikram, or 26 and 2 now, I think they call it. So I started practicing that. I loved it. It was something that was super easy for my body to transition from ballet into yoga. And then when I moved to California, that's really when I found my group of friends from the yoga studio. I was really involved in the growth of it and what they had to offer and the breakdown of how the physical poses work for the body, and also yin, which was the first time that I actually practiced it at that point. And that forced me to get out of my head a lot more than anything else that I ever did. Even with the 26 and 2, I was always ready for the next pose. We had finished one and now I'm like, okay, I'm ready for that next one. And it wasn't getting me into that present moment as much as yin does. For those of you who have practiced it, you know how you're like, okay, yeah, I'm fine for like a couple seconds. And then I'm like, okay, I'm ready to come out. And then that goes away and you just kind of go through that cycle. So I would say that's kind of where most of my yoga grips came from. And then when I came home, I felt that I really wanted to spread the roots of what I experienced there into the NEPA yoga community. And it flourished. I was young, I was eager, I was excited. I did yoga literally everywhere, on a roof, in a backyard, on top of a mountain, at a winery, at a brewery, wherever somebody would have me, I would be teaching a yoga class. So that was really exciting to kind of bring that into people that maybe would have never experienced it. So, we opened up in, I think it was like January of 14, I think. And we just kind of flew from there. So it's wild how many years have gone by and how much the space has grown, how much the people have grown. I'm sure that they don't want to think of growing, but aging either. They don't want to think of, but the same like core group of people that have been coming still come. So that's amazing. It really is.
It's beautiful to see the community grow and thrive, and it really, I feel important to have that community. It's important for all of us. So thank
Yeah.
you for doing what you're doing. And you also have the Northeast PA Yoga Festival coming
Yes.
up. You
So
want to tell us a little bit
yeah,
about
that
that?
that actually, it was 10 years last year. We did host it a few times, twice in a year. So I think it'll be about 13 times that we've had the event. And it that has also grown. But what I really wanted this year was again to come back to the roots. I do think that it's great to bring people into the yoga community with maybe a yoga brunch or a wine tasting and yoga, but it's really deeper than that. So how do we bring it back to why we actually show up on our mat, and how do we continue to take that with us when we leave the mat, more so than how many calories we're burning on our Apple Watches, right?
Right.
So the festival this year, we're bringing a lot of philosophy in. So a lot of lectures, a lot more education. Almost all of the classes will have Dharma weaved into them. So even though you might still be getting your physical movement, you're still getting some of that knowledge kind of just Easter egged throughout the class. So I'm excited for that. I think the community needs to come back to why again a little bit more than we have in the last couple of years. I think during COVID, taking away that community, telling people it wasn't safe to be around like-minded people, kind of stripped that, and we haven't been able to get truly back to our standing point from where I know where I was, even myself, 7 years ago or
Same.
so, right?
Feeling that still, and really in the space of wow, that really did change a lot
Oh yeah.
in every aspect of things. So you are obviously an amazing businesswoman, and we know that marketing is at the heart of every business. And with everything that you're doing, who are your target customers, and how are you attracting them?
Yeah, so it depends. Every business has something that's different. So it takes a lot of massaging to figure out what and who you're looking to reach out to. So my target audience for yoga would definitely be, right now it just so happens, because we still have a core group of people, it's middle-aged women. That typically is going to be what trickles into the festival as well. But we do have a lot of younger people that are making their way into the space and also to the festival. The festival has people that come from all over the country, honestly, but definitely from the tri-state area. They see the price of the things that happen in northeastern Pennsylvania, and they're like, oh, that's free, comparative to what's happening in the city and Philly and Jersey. So that is anyone. The festival is anyone and anyone, literally, from anywhere that is willing and able to learn a little bit about yoga. In my opinion, it's probably the best place to start, because you have the opportunity for the same price to try every style of yoga out. And a lot of times people will just get into like a pigeonhole of what they think that they want or what they think that they need. And they maybe will never try a meditation class or a yin class or a restorative or Kundalini, right? Because they read something about it and they don't like that description, or they took one class and that one class left a bad taste in their mouth. They weren't ready for it at that time. So a festival environment is going to allow them to try out so many different avenues of yoga that are not just the physical part, right? It's the learning, it's the lectures, it's the meditation, it's the sound healing, just so much to offer. So this year, like every other year, we have like over 100 different offerings, instructors from all over. So, that I would say marketing wise is like literally anybody whose eyes can see it. I encourage them to come and try it out. It's going to be the best way to kind of start your practice. And, the cafes, that's a completely different animal too, right? We all have to eat, but we do offer a lot of specialty items, gluten-free, vegan, vegetarian, healthy, fresh. I mean, that's kind of the core of everything that we're doing, is that it's healthy and fresh. And I opened the cafe in the back of the yoga studio. That's actually going to be 10 years old, which is crazy as well. This February coming up. And it was because I couldn't get the food that I needed. So what's a better way than just do it yourself,
Right. And that usually is a wonderful way to bring something new to the community as well. It's like,
Hmm.
this is needed and I need it. So it's not
Yeah.
here. I'm gonna create it. And have you ever thought about jumping in front of a microphone and podcasting and talking about all of this knowledge that you have?
Yeah, I mean, I've done it. I've done it a few times. I actually just did one recently, and I have another coming up next week. And usually for the yoga festival, I do this pretty commonly. But yeah, I mean, it's easy enough for me, at least at this point. I think if you can hop in front of 200 people teaching a yoga class with tons of distraction, this is much easier.
Yes, yes, so much. It's part of why I love it so much. That idea of if I can talk over there, I can talk over here too. And it's just, something that brings me a lot of joy. And speaking of joy, when you're not working and building and creating, what are you doing for fun?
Well, I just had a baby. He's going to be 10 months old,
Oh,
actually, and
congratulations.
yeah, in 2 days he's gonna be 10 months, which is crazy. But yeah, so he is right now just the light of my life. I mean, everybody says that when you have a child, it's just crazy how everything changes and shifts. So it's really exciting. Now he's like aware of what's going on. He's aware of what he's doing. He's not walking yet, thank God, because he's doing everything else. But he's crawling and he sees things and he's really just, taking everything in. So it's awesome to be able to re-experience life again through his eyes.
Ah, that's wonderful. So if you could you tell us one thing that you would love the listeners to remember about Nearme Yoga?
Yeah, so I would say that Nearme Yoga is pretty much like a one-stop shop for wellness. Whether you're from the area or not, we actually have an ecosystem that has an Airbnb. It has tons of events. We have the cafe. We have a store. We have a sauna, massage therapist, and we have, of course, yoga. So it's an ecosystem. It has everything that you could possibly think of when it comes to just really engulfing yourself in wellness, even if it's just for a day, a week, or a lifetime. So, and we like to have fun. It's always a conversation before the class starts. We're not super serious. We don't want it to be that like, let's not say anything right before the class, although there's definitely a place for that when it comes to yoga as well. But everyone kind of knows what's going on in everybody's life. So I do tell people that new when they come as well, because they'll walk in and it's like, Sally is talking to, Joe about her life. And some people are like, we don't do that in our yoga studio. Right. So, but it's a family. It's a community that has now at this point morphed into a family. So it's difficult to stop a family from talking when they get together at the kitchen table, right?
Right, exactly. So where can our listeners learn more about Nearme Yoga and the Yoga Festival?
Online, of course, everything's online. Instagram, Facebook. We do have a link tree with all of our events that are coming up. I also have a new location in Kingston, which is Mattern's Floral Cafe, where we do yoga there as well. And then the roof at Oppenheim, which we're opening on Friday. Wish me luck, where we do yoga brunch there too. So we're excited for all of these things. The yoga festival is nepayogafest.com. We do it every year around the same weekend, the second weekend in June. We've always thrown around the idea of doing like a winter indoor event as well, not at Montage, but maybe someplace else. So I always tell people, follow us, because you never know what we're going to do next.
Chelsea, this was wonderful. Thank you so much for taking some time to chat with me today. And from myself and everybody at the Good Neighbor podcast, we wish you all of the success moving forward.
Thank you so much for having me as well.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpnepa.com. That's gnpnepa.com. Or call 570-908-4334.